Well, I mean, you talked about after Tuesday's game that you think you're in, but you still got games to play, and the attitude can't sink in right for your team that, really.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I thought that Thursday's, whenever the day was we played, Tuesday, versus Purdue was a huge win. I think all the numbers and everything would say that we were in, but let's not get a complacent mentality by any means. Let's go find a way to beat a really good Maryland team. You move on. That was an emotional win for a lot of reasons, and it was a great night. But I quickly got over it yesterday and moved on to Maryland, and that's the mentality moving forward.
Have you liked the 20-game season?
The argument about 20 games is that it's going to get more teams into the tournament. I was for it. I think it's better opportunities to get more quality wins. With that being said, the biggest thing I think that you can do as a conference is have a really good non-conference. And we had that. Our league did. And I think that's what's been beneficial for, let's say, us. I mean, Maryland's a quad 1. Whoever we play in the Big Ten tournament will be a quad 2 because it's a neutral game, 50 to 100. So it's very, very beneficial that you have a really good non-conference. 20 games is a lot. I don't love the early 2 games. I don't like that. I wish we could figure something out there. But I think it's good for basketball. I think, the ACC is going to it, I think, next year. And the more games that we can have televised in this conference, I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't know if we're the best conference. I'm not going to say that. But, man, we're competitive. I'm watching that Penn State-Rutgers game last night. It was a war. Sold-out crowd, and those guys are competing, and that's what this league's all about.
You talk about, as of yesterday, you had already moved on from Purdue. And how about your players? That pretty emotional night.
Yeah, I'm sure that's natural. But that's what I'm here for. That's what the coaches are here for. Is we've got to remind them of another great opportunity versus Maryland. Go put no doubt in anybody's mind that you want to get into the tournament. And you do that by winning games. Don't put luck into anything. Like where crazy bubble things happen. Put yourself in a position to go beat Maryland. This would be a very tough one.
Did you guys gain anything from that Northwestern win? I know you had lost.
Winning on the road by double digits is definitely beneficial.
Right, but 6 in a row, and there's close games. There's things that you did to get over that.
Yeah, I thought we played really well on the road. Anytime you can win a road game in this league, you gain a lot. And obviously defensively we were terrific. Amir was really, really good. So hopefully we're getting some confidence defensively.
With Amir, you talked a little about maybe going with a different mentality as far as like jump stopping, be more under control. Do you think that's helped him the last couple of games?
Evidently. Something's helping him. I do think that's part of it. Yeah, I mean, I think that he's definitely more under control, getting off 2 feet in the middle of the lane. So I think it's helped him, and he's getting great confidence right now.
You threw a lot of different guys at Carson Edwards and gave him a lot of different looks defensively. Is it going to be kind of a similar approach to Cowan on Friday?
Well, I mean, Edwards is more of a higher volume guy than those guys. They'll share it a little bit differently. It starts with Bruno. I mean, they throw it to him a lot, which they should because he's really, really good down there. But yeah, we've got to make Cowan uncomfortable because he's a really, really good player, very talented player.
All in all, do you think it's been a pretty frustrating year for Eric with kind of one injury after the?
Of course, yeah, it's been probably devastating. To fight your way back. I remember the first game he played in North Florida, maybe, I'm not sure, but it was a non-conference game, and you could just see the smile on his face to fight all the way back. People don't see the amount of rehab and the pain that he goes through. So to work your way all the way back, then to have those setbacks where you have to get a scope, then you've got some calf injuries, and then you have that, bizarre foot injury on a weird fall during practice. So he's just got to stay positive. It's difficult for him, not the end of the world. And the biggest thing is, and I told him from day one, kind of like Gordon Hayward's going through right now, you're not going to be yourself right away. next year is the year we can get you back to being yourself. So it's a huge offseason for him. Get him healthy. Obviously, losing Murph, it's very, very important that he gets 100% healthy so that we can put all these injuries behind him.
Maryland's such a good rebounding team. What's going to be key on Friday there?
Well, they're so good because Bruno and Smith are down low a lot. They go with a lot of kind of double low post stuff, and they've got bigs around the basket who are in position to rebound the ball. And that may be one of the best front courts in the country. So it's got to be a team effort from everybody. It's going to have to be physical. You're going to have to block out. Something that we harped on with Purdue that we didn't do a great job of. So there's no way around it. It's going to be physically painful, and you got to embrace that.
Did we not see Motts just because you were working Eric back?
Yeah. It's not that necessarily it had anything to do with Motts. You can't play everybody, and it like I've said before, it's hard to play three guys at one position. You're going to have to kind of make a decision. And it's difficult because you don't want to shelf the guy in the middle of the game, that backup. It's so that's what's challenging. But being part of a team, it's all about you got to be ready. And to Motts' credit, he was ready. Now he needs to understand it's going to be even harder for him because now you've moved up on scouting reports. So he may not have even been on that scouting report versus Purdue. So embrace that. Get better from it.
Where do you think he improved the most, just being able to be effective this year? I know earlier in his career at Louisville, he obviously, wasn't playing very much, but how has he been effective?
He didn't have much of an opportunity to play because he was behind a lot of guys. Similar to here, and playing time it's about obviously production. You got to compete every single day in practice. He's got the skill level. He's got the size, obviously. So I just think he's been very consistent with his approach every single day. Never felt sorry for himself. And like anything, man, you got to be ready. You don't know what's coming. I always laugh when people tell me before the season, like, how do you think the season's going to go? And I'm like, I have no idea. And it just seems like it's that way every year.
Did you know, how far back do you guys go as far as that you've known him?
Motts, his freshman year at Louisville, just from seeing him and whenever I'd go back there, obviously. I didn't know him real well. Got to know him, obviously, but it wasn't like, we had known each other for a while.
What's Hurt's status for Friday?
He didn't, we just walked through yesterday, so we'll see today. But he was still hurting pretty good yesterday.
Obviously, Brock, another guy, senior, that came in, hadn't played as much, and got some great key rebounds.
Yeah, five rebounds, I think. Made 2 big free throws, made a nice runner down the lane. Another guy like Motts. It's just don't feel sorry for yourself. Keep working at it every single day. Embrace it. You're here to go to school, play basketball, and just kind of do that job every single day and be ready. Like I've told people before, like I want to play all of them. I want them all to be happy. You can't do that, and so you got to make tough decisions. And for Brock, I think that he was ready for that moment.
Couple more for Coach.
Jordan, second half, I don't think he scored, but obviously he's still found ways to help rebounding and defending. For him to obviously help Amir and not have it all on Amir's shoulders, where do you want to see there?
Yeah, that's important. They were putting harms on him, and they were putting their 5-man on him a lot. And, that's why I think Motts may have been the beneficiary of some points because of that. But he's just got to go find his throughout the flow of the offense. But even though he didn't score, I thought the first half he was terrific. And I thought second half he really, really battled.
Last one for Coach.
All right. Thank you.